press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello my dear students, we have been discussing about the chapter Getting to Know Plants. In the previous class we have seen in detail about the flower. See, flower is nothing but the reproductive part of a plant. Flower is the reproductive part of a plant. Reproductive part or organ of a plant. See, flower is the reproductive part of a or organ of a plant which involves in the reproduction process. See, flowers are of varieties in shapes and also color. Usually the flowers having the bright color. The different parts of a flowers are stamen, pistil, petal, sepal, etc. These are the different parts of a flower and which involves in the reproductive process. See, next we shall move on to the functions of different parts of a flower. Functions of parts of a flower. Let us see each part having some functions, in which first one is the sepal. A sepal is a leaf-like structure which is present at the base of a flower. Leaf-like structure at the base of a flower it is present, and a sepal gives support to the growing of a flower. It comes under the functions. It protect the, and also first function is the, it protects the flower, it protects the flower in bud condition. And one more function of this sepal is it supports the flower after maturation. When the flowers open it, when the bud is opens into the flower, it gives supports to the flower. See, this is the functions of the sepal. Sepal is a leaf-like structure. Usually this sepal is present at the base of a flower, and the functions are it protects the flower in the bud condition. During the bud condition it will support, it will provide it protects the flower in the bud condition. And next one is it supports the flower after maturing the bud into, when bud is open into the flower, it gives supports to the flower. See, next one is the petal. Petals are broad, bright in color. Broad, bright in color, and this petal is usually attracted by the insect. functions of the petals are it is attracted by insects, animals, and also human being. See, petals are broad in shape and bright in color. These functions of the petals are, first one is it will attract the insect. In very first chapter, as I told, the insects will suck the nectar. Example is the honeybee. Many more examples will be there. Honeybee will suck the nectar from the flower, and like that petals will attract the insect to visit each flower and suck the nectar from the flower. And even not only insects, animals also attracted by the flower, and also human beings. See, this is all about the functions of the petals. Next we shall move on to the another part of a flower. See, sepal is a leaf-like structure which is usually present at the base of a flower, and functions comes under, in which first function is it protects the flower in the bud condition. Usually it will protect, and also it provides support to flower after maturing the bud into a flower. It gives extra support to the flower. And next part is the petal. Petals usually having different size and different shapes according to the flower, and these flowers are usually broad in shape and bright in color. The functions of the petals are, it is attracted by the insects. Usually insects will visit to each flower and sucks the nectar, and even animals and human beings also attracted by the petals. Next, another part of a flower is stamen. See, stamens are the male reproductive part of a flower. Male reproductive organ of a male reproductive organ of a flower. It is the male reproductive organ of a flower. Usually this stamen is present inside the petal, and the stamen is classified into two parts. One is the filament, which is present at the top of the filament, and it is a sac-like structure, and below this a long thin structure will be emerges out from the flower, and this is nothing but the filament. See, functions of the stamens are, it is a male reproductive part of a organ of a flower, and which involves in the reproductive process. It involves in reproduction. See, functions of the stamen is a present at the sideway of the pistil, and this stamen is a male reproductive organ. The stamen is classified into two parts. One is the sac-like structure, which is present above the filament, is called as anther, and in which below longitudinal structure will be there, and that one we call it as a filament. Anther usually produce a yellow substance, yellow powdery substance, nothing but the pollen or the pollen grains. which helps for reproductive process or reproduction. It involves in the reproduction. Next one is the pistil. Pistil is a female reproductive part or organ of a flower. Female reproductive organ of a flower. And functions of this pistil is, it also involved in the reproductive process. See, these are all the different parts of a flower in which petals, sepals, stamen and the pistil will be there. Stamens is the male reproductive part of a flower which involves in the reproduction, and here pistil is the female. The stamen is the male reproductive organ and pistil is the female reproductive organ, which both the stamen and the pistil involve in the reproductive process. And the functions is, it also involved in the reproduction. See, both are the part or the organ of a flower which involves in the reproductive process. And this is all about the different parts of a flower which having the different functions. For example, sepal having the functions of, it protect the flower in the bud condition and it also give extra support to the flower after maturing the bud into the flower. And petals which attracts the insects, even animals and human beings also attracted, whereas insects will suck the nectar from the flower and thereby it stores as a food in the honeycomb or any suck the nectar as a food. And here stamen and the pistil will be there. Stamen is the male reproductive organ and pistil is the female reproductive organ. Stamen is divided into two parts. One is the filament and the anther. Anther usually produce yellow powdery substance, nothing but the pollen grains or the pollen, which helps to carry out the another process known as pollination. See, these are all the different parts of a flower. Next we shall move on to the pollination. Next one is the pollination. Usually the flowers, when it opens, it will carry out a process known as pollination. Say, the flowers will carry out the process of pollination and this flower is matured. After maturing, it will convert it into fruits by the process known as pollination. See, pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grain from anther of a stamen to the stigma of a pistil. The pollen grains will transfer, thereby the fertilization will be takes place. Afterwards, the flower will become the fruit and the fruit will be fall down on the ground. See, this is all about the pollination process. The process of transfer of pollen grains see this is the pistil of a flower, and here is the stamen, this one is the anther, stigma. See, as I told you, pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma is called as pollination. Here pollen grains are transferred. Pollen grains are transferred from anther to the stigma of a pistil is called as pollination. See, once again I will tell you, pollination is nothing but the transfer of pollen grains from anther of a stamen, which is a male reproductive organ of a flower, and this anther transferred to the stigma of a pistil, it is a female reproductive organ of a flower, and thereby pollination process will be occur. See, in the pollination process, the ovules will mature to form the seeds, and the ovary which grows into the fruit, and this fruit will later fall on the ground after maturing it in the flower. And this seeds, when it present in the ovule, will be matured to form a sapling. Saplings. From the sapling, there is a one more new kinds of flower will be germinate, and the plants will be grow. See, this is all about the pollination process, where the transfer of pollen grains from anther to the stigma of a flower is called as pollination. See, these are the different organs which involves in the process of reproduction, pistil as well as the stamen. These are all the different organs which involves in the reproduction. And see, usually the ovary, after maturing the ovary, it will grows into the fruit, and later when fruits will be matured, it falls on the ground, and the seed inside the ovary, ovules will be present, and this ovule after maturing germinates into the seeds, and later the seeds will become the sapling, which once again we used as a seeds for growing a new plants. These are all the different terms which usually comes under this heading, getting to know plants. See, next we shall move on to the root system. From the shoot system, we learnt about the different part of a shoot. Like stem, we learnt stem and their function, leaf, varieties of leaves and the parts of leaves and functions of the leaf also we learned, and the flower having different parts of a flower is having the different parts and each parts having the function and also the functions of the flowers we learn. And next the last one is the root system. In the root system, roots will be there. This root usually present under the soil or inside the earth. Under the soil or below the ground, it is usually present. Below the ground, usually it is present. As I told, leaves will prepare the food and this food is transported to the each and every parts of a plant and thereby the food is transported to roots also, where the girth of the roots will be takes place. Girth is nothing but the thickness. When the food is reaches to the root, then there is an enlargement and thickness will be takes place in the root. For example, see, consider this is the root. When the food is synthesized by the plants, thereby through the leaf, it is transported to each and every parts of a plant and thereby it is transported to the root and this root will increases the girth of a root will be takes place and enlargement will be takes place. See, this is how we can say that roots play an important role in a plant. This root usually present under the soil and below the ground it is present, and this root having it fixed the plant in a erect position and thereby it will stand in a vertical position. See, root helpful for plants to stand in a vertical direction in erect position. Some of the roots which we eat as a food, in the very first chapter I told about the different types of roots and these roots are modified to storage organ. It stores the food. For example, the roots which stores the food are beetroot, turnip, carrot, radish. These are few roots which is modified structure which stores the food. Usually these roots are eaten by human beings and also the animals. See, roots is modified into the storage organ, like it stores the food. Example for the roots are beetroot, turnip and carrot, radish. These are few roots which we eaten by the human beings and even the animals also. See, when we talk about the roots is divided into two parts. One is the tap root and another one is the fibrous root. Root is divided into tap root and the fibrous root. In which first one is the tap root. Tap root, example for the tap roots are pea plant having the roots tap root, carrot, mango, tulsi. These are few examples for the tap root. The diagram of the tap roots will be as I written on the board now. See, this is the diagram of a tap root. This tap root having the branches, that is the root branches which are spread on the ground, and this is the structure of a tap root. This tap root having the main root and the secondary roots are nothing but the lateral root. And this one is the main root. See, this tap root is divided into two parts. One is the lateral root and the main root. See, main root usually grows downwards in a vertical direction, and beside these roots there is a long bush in appearance. These sideways roots will be grown, and these roots are called as secondary roots, nothing but the lateral roots. See, this is the structure of a tap root. Example for the tap roots are pea, carrot, mango and the tulsi. These are few examples for the tap root. The stem elongates to form a tap root. See, the main root will be formed. Stem elongates to form the main roots. See, this is the diagram of a tap root. Next we shall move on to the fibrous root. Example for the fibrous roots are onion, different types of rice plant, rice, wheat, etc. will be the example for fibrous root. See, fibrous roots, example for onion, rice, wheat, etc. These are few examples for the fibrous root. See, diagram for the fibrous root will be here. No main root will be there. That's why it is looks like a bushy in appearance. And the plants which is having the fibrous roots are onion, rice and the wheat. These are few examples for the fibrous root. This fibrous root is attached to the stem, and it has no main root, only the branches of the roots will be present. These are the example for the fibrous root and thin, almost equal in size. These roots are thin and almost equal in size. See, fibrous roots are thin and almost equal in size, and also it starts from the base of a stem. Usually this starts from the base of a stem and spread out, and looks like a bush in appearance. See, these are all about the fibrous root. Example for the fibrous roots are grass, maize, rice, onion. Grass is also a fibrous root. These are few examples for the fibrous root. See, we can distinguish from taproot from the fibrous root. In taproot, there is a long main root will be present which grows vertically into the soil, and beside this main root there is a thin long structure arising from the root, and this is nothing but the secondary roots, also called as lateral roots. See, this is how the main root is divided into two parts, main root as well as the lateral root. In the fibrous root, these are the roots having the thin and equal in size, and usually this main root, see, this fibrous root is present at the base of the stem and spread out in the soil. And example for the fibrous roots are gram, onion, grass also, and wheat, rice, examples of this fibrous root. See, these are all the different parts of a root system where we divided into different parts, root system as well as the shoot system. See, this is all about the points which is related to the our lesson getting to know plant. Here I wind up the class. In tomorrow's class we will learn about some more concept. Thank you.